Back to my channel. On this video, I'm going to continue work on the page builder on React and Redux project. So let's get started. Open my terminal and change to tutorial. So, change to the project and open the project in my web storm. And also change to the web app and run npm start is for development mode. And this is open new web in my browser, and it also reloads the page, automatically reflows the page when we make change any line of code. So in the last video, we just added the React router into the Redux project, and we got to navigate on the top bar. We can switch between the home and about us. We take two menu items from the menu reducer in reducer. So we got two reducer, page reducer and menu reducer. And see the menu, we got the default state, and this is the default automatically path state when the project inits. And we got the menu ID. So for now, I make a temporary ID. The menu ID when you integrate into the web app or any, it can be attacked into backend with a menu request from the API service, and you can fall back to our application. That's for now. Third tab create two menu for temporary tagging. And menu 2 is about the page part about and title about it. And if I change to about, the title should change to about only. Let's switch to page. And once again, I want to take a look at the page. So we have two page as well. First page is about us, and second page is a home page. So my target is working on element. So element, it can be automatically rendered from the body when you fill the page. So element, it can be heading or p tag anyway. So for example, I want to make some element on the about page. It can be like this. Element, first thing element could be ID. For example, A3 or even A3, A2, like that. So AT ID 1. So ID A2 1. So ID can be automatically generation, can be like this. But for now, I named the ID A2 and 1, and this can be for easy to understand when we have children or parent later. And for now, I can want to make it a tag equal A2, and we got the option. The option, it can be setting or even any property. So for now, I want to make an option. So option, it can be an object. Option can be have a style, something like this style. It can be okay, font size like this, 20 pixel. So we don't have any UI to click on add a new element. For now, I want to make a dump element, so we can make a template first, and then we can make a UI for user can click and add new row and column and elements. And for now, like that, and we can color with color. And for example, I want to make color red like that. And this is fine. And the tag. It can be have a tag equals something like a bar equal heading heading 2 number ID. I want to name the ID here, and when we can easy to understand render it tag. Okay, so we got a 2, and maybe can have another type, for example ID p ID p1 is a p, and we got a type, it can be a p option, and nothing, should keep an option a no, so we don't have any option. I'm sorry, we might have a tag equal some kind of like this is a tag content with ID equal ID p tag. We can make this for easy to. Okay, so for now we got 2 elements. So this is the element, it can be fetched from our server side and can fall back to element later, but for now I want to make a 2 element for fit for problem. We can show now here we need to display 2 element on the page, so we need to make an idea to think about idea to display element. And next element, it can be a row and children and maybe parents. For now, let's go ahead to component. I want to make a new folder here, element, and the element I want to make an index.js. So we have a first, it can be like first thing you need to import React and subclass component from React and import class element. That can be like builder element, extend component. So we have a folder, we have a method render should be return something. Maybe like I want to return div class name equal builder element. Okay, so we can have a wrapper, but we have to wrapper. I'm sorry, wrapper like that. And here we render element right here. I will introduce to you how to remove the parent tag, because sometimes we don't need to have a lot of the element, but okay, so now let's keep it to default. So we have a render element. Now we need to export default and name of class builder element. So get back to our page, and we got to render the body file. And here I want to make some kind of like this 8 2 and render. Okay, so not only that, I'm going to import the element, import builder element from element folder, and we don't have to import the index file, it's an index default. And now go ahead to body. Alright, so this element, I think we need to, okay, so now loop this because element equal, okay, I'm using loadout function. We got the page and element, and default it should be an empty array. So we can loop through element does map the first parameter element, and we have an index and keep this. Here we return element a builder to element. We just import from the top class. Right, so element like that. So now let's see. It should be render element. You can see it's a render element. I will increase more font to bigger, and so you can see it's my better for on my browser. So we got a hello from about page, take content and render element, two times, and render element take is a default take this, and we have two element, so the text display and try time is 1 second. So let's see about on the page component page, but I don't want to make a loop like this. It can be too hard to understand. Right page, I want to make a folder, make a new component to render page build element by element page render page element. Just say yes. So I import React and component from React. Import default class render page element, and so we class extends component got a render. So we have to render element. So we got cross page equals this prop. So how do we get the pay from prop? So in pay, now I'm going to remove this. We don't need this anymore and remove this, and I need to import to page, import pay render page element from should be from element folder and render element, and go ahead to use this tag, and now it's a place from page content. I want to insert exactly page content, or we can make a new div tag and wrapper page element like that. And here we can go ahead to I think we can directly to import right here page render page element, and we pass prop page equal page exactly page frame. So in render page element, we can go ahead to use a page as a prop. Now we return something. Return. If you don't want to have a wrapper tag, you can use a fragment. In newest React version, you can go ahead to use a return a fragment. And fragment is nothing, just empty tag. You can use that. For example, you're working with the table and TD like that, and you don't have to import the div tag or wrapper tag into element. So we can make a loop like that, course, and here I'm going to import the loadat from loadat. And now we need to loop every course element equal to loadat function to get the pay exactly element from the pay builder. We got the pay this is the page, and this is the page, and here is the element. So property, and give a default value is an empty array. Now we go ahead to loop this by element does map element and index file, and here we return exactly. We need to import the element, so import builder element from index. Return exactly. So we can go ahead to path parameter is a element equal element. So inside the builder, we can go ahead to set the prop element equal this dot prop. Now we go ahead to console log element e element. So now let's see in our console. Oh, I put default class, so it's something in pay element. I'm sorry, should remove that. Okay, open the console and you see I want to increase bigger in my console. You can see it's better. Okay, you see the warning key. We got the page detail and element E like this. We got the tag and A2 and P, and we got the warning about the key. So because we didn't pass the key right here. The key when we loop from an array into X element, we need to pass the key. The key is required, must be. So no, okay, no more error here. And I'm going to remove some block in my console here, so we can see much better in the pay. In pay.js, we're going to remove this, and we remove unuser variable right here. Okay, so now it's much better. Let's pay a reload. Okay, so for now we got two elements, and here I want to display all the element right, and see in the index file element E. Now let's thinking about how to display the element variable here. Okay, and switch, maybe had to make a new function by contractor prop super prop is required, and I'm going to do make a custom function to zit dot render element equal zit dot render element dot by. We need to by the function by the method and can be used as this parameter later. I think we can pass the element right here, and go ahead inside this. I'm going to call this by this dot render element, and element exactly the parameter inside here. Cross trace equal to load that function gets element and trace. Inside our reducer, we got X element. We have a trace A2 and P tag. So what we make to by switch function, we can make as more as element type and in our application in support. Trace. So for default, I'm going to break, and we do nothing. Default do nothing. And first thing, okay, number p tag, it will p tag, and we now let's render p tag. So I think we can render a p tag and we can return this. I'm going to install a more the model. It's a style component. We got the underscore undefined. Maybe we don't import this. Import from lodash. And here I'm going to open new tab on my terminal and install new. So install and save stylus component. Stylus component. I'm not sure. I'm not remember exactly the name of model. Style component. It should be like this. Should name of model. Or you can see the document to install this. Exactly the name model. So let's stylus component. Okay, so it's done. Now let's go ahead to import style. Import style from stylus style component. So it calls p equal stylus.p tag, and here we can pass some style right here. For example, font size equal for example 14 pixel, like that. And we have some kind of color, maybe blue or like that. So in the case p tag, now we can go ahead to return I think we can make it like that. Return output. Let's output equal null. And in case we can make it break. And output equal number p tag. And here I want to get the tag content p tag and cost tag equal use the loadout function to get element option dot tag, and so default equal plus output tag. Okay, so I think we do need to take a p tag and take the tag. If tag is empty, we do nothing, we don't return anything. So in this case I want to do like that. If tag is, and so we can by default is no. If tag and then and tag is not equal an empty string, and here we can return output equal tag. Okay, so let's see how it works. So here is p tag and p id. Okay, so the next time I want to do like this. The element, it can be have a source number, source sort, for example sort equal 0, and maybe have some more source equal number 2, or you can negative 1 number 2, like that. So it take and can be rendered by a sort. It's not rendered by an element, it's an item in array, index of item. It can be source. So in later we can use a UI, you can have a toolbar each element when the edit mode is enabled, and you can drag and drop the order to sort the order element. So that is an idea, but I'm not going to do in this video. So we just going to render element by the index in the array. We didn't source item that. Okay, so we got a text value, and now we got another text equal a2. So in the element, now make another option equal k a2, and we return this. So I think we do have it to cos it 2 equals stylet dot it 2, and we have some font size. The font size will be dynamic later. We can form setting. For example, we can set a font size, color right here. Okay, but for now I'm going to make a fixed font size equal to 20 pixel. Alright, A2, let's A2. And we got a text. Same here, if text. But return this A2. Or even we don't have a to text is some kind of later return A2 text. So we got it into element, heading, and ID. Okay, so let's go ahead to how to implement the option for style in exactly for example A2 the color is red and font size equal 12 pixel. For example, I want to increase to 24, 25, and nothing changed right here because we didn't implement that. Now I'm going to do this. So we got an option equal exactly option, and how we get the option? Cos option equal slow that function gets element option. Now go ahead to A2 and we font size, for example font size, we can go ahead to font size, so can we like this slow that function gets prop font size. I do think it should be prop and should be return exactly get prop dot option dot font size. Now let's see A2. Now exactly A2 should nothing. That's prop. Go ahead to reducer pay A2. And option should be style. Option dot style dot font size. Now see this font size equal 25. Look good. And now I'm going to change the element to font size. It can be to 55, and it can be bigger. It's cool. Now let's change back to 20 pixel like that, A2. And let's think about the color. And we'll take and color equal red. Into index. Now I'm going to make color equal prop equal to that function get prop and option dot style dot color. And I think we can make a new default variable. For example, called team setting equal something like that, default color and something black like that, and default font size is, for example, 14 pixel. So in the case, we can make some kind of option for heading 1 and 2, but later it can be fixed the problem if the option equal null. So for example, now h2, now default h2, 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 default h2, color, h2 font size equal, for example, 20 pixel. And so here we can fall back to by the get function and default, and here in theme setting and default font size like that. So when I did that because sometimes we don't have a font size, this font size empty. Now we remove that, and the font size now should be fall back to default value. That's better. And we got the color red. Now it's implement did better. It's 18 color, and here we can fall back default style color, and so default equal theme setting, default color, and should be default color is black. Now for example, I don't want to set the color, it should be to blue, and so even we can remove this tag, and so this default is a black. And again, if I change the color, it should be blue, and now it should be blue. Okay, so this is how we make an assign and p tag. This is a very easy and command element. For example, let's a2 is 1, a2, a3. I think we can copy new a3, a3, and change the a3 font to 18 pixel, and a2, a3, and a3, change it. So we sort sort anything, a3, and this means now we have to implement new option right here and break k a2, return a2, a3, and we don't have a3 right here. I think we can copy that, a3 and a3, change to a3 and copy that, a3 font size. We got a3 font size, for example, 18 pixel. Okay, so I think it works good. Now it should be a tag. Now we should see have a 2, a3 heading and p tag. Okay, so this is how we implement the display element. Now I'm going to do is much bigger. For example, in the reducer page, I want to do like this. We got an ID equal row number 1, and type should be equal row, and option we can have options later, but for now we option, for example, responsive mode into mobile, again desktop, and something, and anything. But for now, let's keep everything simple. First, we do step by step. The option can be okay, and we have option maybe a full screen full width, throw it full width. Option now keep it empty. Title row and ID. Okay, so let's do again to we can border, make a border style. For example, border equal like this border one pixel, so let's and color, for example, C yes, or even PA, and that's we can have a style border. Observe. And now I'm going to maybe may have some more style, but for now let's keep everything simple. And again, now I'm going to do is ID equal column 1, column 1, column row 1 and 1. It's I named the ID. It's for we can easy to understand, but in the production we can have an ID that's a unit, number or string, and type should be a column. And we have our option can be have something like in option I'm not sure, C. So it should be mobile. And for example, call number 3 mobile responsive. I think size is better, or even responsive. Responsive. And the mobile, I'm going to implement the Bootstrap. So we make a responsive mobile and desktop. For example, in desktop we can have number 3 and small. It can be number 3 like that. For this can be later, I think later. Not sure to implement now. It's column, and we have option. We may have a style. Let's set empty. Keep it now. Just keep an idea now. And column, and go ahead to copy this. Again, we copy the column row 1, 2. Okay, so let's make a 2 column, and we have 2 parent exactly 2 ID. I should be exactly ID. And same thing for the column number 2, it should be inside the row. So we have the ID should be row 1. Okay, so we have new 3 element, row element, and here column element. For now we are making the first element, but in the production in the next we can allow user add as many row as many column inside the row in the page. But we can implement the action button later. For now we need to keep is a fixed element. So we got the column ID row, and go ahead to index file, and we have to implement case row and break, and the same thing break. Okay, row. Now I'm going to return some kind of text. This is the row should be in. Now let's see. This row should be implemented, and inside this row we do have to check the column text column. Okay, case column rec, and we return the text. Okay, return the text back. Oh, the column. Okay, the column need to be here. Let's see, we have two column, and here is row, and here is column. So for the row and column, I want to implement the Bootstrap. So get the Bootstrap, but we don't have to implement all the features from the Bootstrap. I want to implement only the rows from Bootstrap. This is a feature from get Bootstrap. Bootstrap.com. I'm going to the GitHub page, and we go to the ditch folder and see that I want to implement only Bootstrap rows. So I'm checking the raw file and copy the world content of the Bootstrap, and we go ahead to see that file. Now I'm going to create a new file. It's a rust.css, and pass the content from Bootstrap right here, and should be remove the bottom slice. And in the app.css file, I want to import the Rust into our project by user import Rust.css. So now we have all the feature from Bootstrap Rust. And go ahead, get back to get Bootstrap and get some document about the Rust system. You can see a document, and should be layout and Rust. So we got the container and the raw. So I want to implement exactly in our reducer. If when the row we have options of, let's go ahead right here, option style and equal container class should be container. So default container equal container. And if you want to full width, so let's talk about the container full width. System container plus. Okay, so my neighbor, he's using Humber and doing some noisy, so I'm sorry about that. This is over my control. Okay, for example, control container with the full list. It's a form feature from Bootstrap. Okay, sorry. And row and for example default container. So in our index file, we have to implement the row. Okay, I am going to make this cos row container equal to load function gets element. I think we can get option, get from option, but short option and container and default equal no. So if we don't have a container, and we return if row container, and then we have to return the div class name equal row container, and here we have a row, and here we do like cut row equal. That's just something. Take a here is a my row content. And if it's a raw container, we have a class name exactly container. And otherwise, if user don't want to wrap the row within a container, so let's remove the container. That's so otherwise, oh, we return. Oh, sorry, it should be output equal like that. And otherwise, output should be only equal raw. So let's see in our React app, in the row should be implement. Now we should have a builder element. This is row. So okay, row. Oh, sorry. I have a return this. Don't need to return it. Now we should see this is a my raw content. You will see in the wrapped inside the container. So if I remove the container should be, for example, null and not is empty container. So here we don't have any container class. Okay, so that is how it's container. Let's keep default container. Or even we use a container plus it's a full width and 100% from width out. So here is my raw content. You can see that the container is a full width from my data string. And here we need to implement the raw. Okay, so let's take back to raw. Now I'm thinking to render the raw. Raw it should be wrapped inside div. So it should be like this. I think we can wrap it. Div class name equal. I think we can do like this. Cut row equal to be styled component is a div tag, and here we can go ahead to implement style in the later. For now, let's grab within the row number row. Have a row, rename row, and close tag the row. And we also have a class name. Default should be the row. It's a Bootstrap feature. We do have to implement like that. So if we got the row, let's render hello row content. Now let's see. We got hello row content. Now you can see we got class name we got row and some dynamics to generate class name ID raw content. Okay, cool. So this is raw. Let's talk about the Rust Bootstrap, and I see we got column and as m is a small device, and we have made to implement a lot of feature from Bootstrap version 4.1. It's a lot of feature. And code number 6. Okay, code number 6. So now we need to implement the column. So how we do column, render column? I think we make a new function to make this shorter. Render row element. Dot render row element equal dot render row element dot by this. Okay, render element and go ahead to this. So I think we can go ahead to element should be element. Now I'm go ahead to copy this and should be return this. I'm sorry, output equal is to render row element. Go ahead to copy that and paste right here, render row element. We will let output equal null. By default is null. We return output. I'm sorry. Get option. Over here it goes. Should be get element and option. Get row element row. So now it technically should be the same thing. It should be the same. Nothing changed. Should be column right here. Now you can see the column is rendered outside the row, but we need to move two columns should be inside the row. And how we do that? I'm going to make okay, so render row element. I'm going to make a new function to this dot. Okay, so let's keep it for you can understand me better. So inside the row, now I'm going to loop everything in the column. Cost column equal we can get. So how do we get the column by row? Element. Okay, so problem is we only pass through element, but we have to got element. I do think we have to pass all the element inside. So let's build an element. I do think we have two element. It's a page equal exactly page parameter. So we can go ahead to get all element from the page. Render build element and element. Okay, so okay, let's build an element and component element. So we got to build an element. Now we can go ahead to element and pay. Now we should get the pay equal this.prop.pay. Now we should see in console we got element and page exactly the pay parameter because we did import the page render. Oh no, it's render builder element. How to pay right here. Let's builder element. Now we got the page, so we can do by in the row get render row element by we can cost page equal this.prop. So here we now we got cost or element equal load that function to get page element or element. Our default should be an array. I'm going to make the clock right here. So all element are element. Now we should see in our console all the element should be an array. So my idea is to go ahead to get all the column. So you can see in the row number 1 we got the ID equal row and number 1 slash 1 dash 1 and next element the column and we have a parent. This is exactly equal row ID and the same thing here element number column with row equal 2. So we are going to find all the column with inside all the element with type equal column. So let's do it by cross column equal. I'm going to use a ES6 filter by dot filter element and we find all the element with element dot I think it should be element dot type equal column, and element dot parent equal exactly a raw element ID. So I'm going to make code ID equal using we can use loadout function element dot ID and should be ID. So exactly ID, parent equal ID. Now I'm going to remove this log, and also inside somewhere the pay in the index file we have an element we cross debug somewhere. I want to remove this. Make console to much better and clean. I'm going to make console log children column r let's column. Now you should see two items, column number 2, column number 1 and column number 2. So that is a feature and how we can make find all children. I'm going to call this function. It go render column. I think we can go ahead to make a new render row element, and here we can go ahead to make a read.render column element equal read.render column element just by this. Remove this. So we have to make a new function. It should be render column element. Okay, maybe we may have a parent and column. That's a parent equal. So now we can go ahead to loop this by column dot map column and index. So we are to go ahead to return z.render column element parent exactly the parent element exactly element, and the column is parent and element is a column. It should be column. So I'm going to do this by return exactly as a column. So here I'm going to make a new class right here, class column equals stylist.div. Just click an empty styling right here. We don't have any style, so keep it and div later, and go ahead to this by column wrap this column. Is this, and we have to pass the key exactly index. Oh, so we get rid of the warning in the React. Now it's column, and in the render column I'm going to return here is my column. Now let's see. Now you see the row, and we got the two column now in the graph inside the row. This is work column, this column, and so problem is now you can see this. Now you see here is my column, and I am the column, and it to be right here. So it's a render duplicate. This is try if it's a render in the region inside the column in the row, and I do think it's not going to render here anymore. So now I'm going to do this in the index file in where is the main render function element. This render element we call this render element. Okay, p tag a2. Okay, so let the append pay element. So this element gets pay element. Now I'm going to do this by filter by got all element, and now we can cost element equal. We only get the where the parent equal null. So we do by this by all element dot filter where element return element dot parent equal null or not e dot parent. So that's so now we will address every column. Now here is a column. Cool. So we don't see any column duplicate. It's great. Now you only see two column graph inside the row and row. It's cool. Okay, so my kid's looking for me play with him. Okay, I will get back in the next second. I'm back. So we got two column, and now I'm going to add some kind of class. So get back to get Bootstrap. So the Bootstrap we got extra small, and medium, large, and extra large. And so I'm going to make some get back a reducer. We got a column and responsive style. We got for example number extra small with extra should be I want to extra small for small device. I want to get to extra small. For example, extra small, it can be number 12. Should be numeric. For example, number 6. Extra small, it can number 6. And again, number small. It can be for small device, it should be number 6 as well. And for medium device, medium should be for medium it should be number 4 like us, and for large number 3. So for extra small we have a 2 column per row, and for small we have a 2 column per row as well. So medium we have a 3 column per row, and for large screen we have a 4 item per row. And extra large, for extra large we have a number 2. We have a 6 item per row, 6 column per row. Okay, so we got to get prompt C. Now go ahead to implement the for row. So in this, now get back to our index file. Where is the column render? The row column. Okay, so here I'm going to return, make a new column. This column. Where is the column? It should be where is static row? Right here. So we have to pass some class equal the first class. It should be we do like this by I'm going to install a new model npm install saver class name. It should be package class name. This model in class class name. Okay, let's see, it's done. Now I'm going to import this and go ahead to user import class name from class. I'm sorry, from class name. Post class name. Okay. Now get back to the raw. It should be class name. Then I think we can make this an import class name. Now the first parameter equal cost small device extra small. You get loadout function, get column and option and start. Let's see about reducer, get option, get response. So in that file, I'm going to cost response equal to loadout function get column response. Now it should be enter small should be from response and enter small. Let's see, yeah, enter small and small get response small, and the default is no. And again, let's see about reducer with a medium. Alright, cost medium equal get response medium and no as well. And again, we got lag and extra lag. Cost lag equal to get response lags. No, it should be comma. Cost extra lag equal to get response extra lag. No. Okay, so let's talk about the Bootstrap and how they order the class name. As called an MD. Let's take MD code HR. Okay, so now the first equal number core for HR lag. First HR lag is equal core and exactly HR small, and next equal core SM and small, and the next from core and medium and should be from medium, and next parameter, oh, I'm sorry, it should be an array. Now I'm going to class name, it should be an array. Let's try some more. Okay, so my bus, it should be like, let me think, core number enter. I'm going to do like this. I'm sorry. With the conditional. Well, let's take a look at class name, how they implement. Number 2. Okay. Number bar equal Now cons and extra small if we can make it. Oh, what happened? And if so, I think we remove this. I'm sorry. Again, class name. Now I'm going to do inside it format better cause equal class name column and next parameter equal okay. Alright, it's just work. Okay. So I do think this makes this class. I'm sorry. To an arrays, and we can do like this. If extra more, and then class name dot push column a number column and extra small. Okay, and again let's do class and again if small again, lab copy class dot push same thing column str number small. Okay, let's copy that and copy. Maybe we could have our if, but now forget if. It should work. And small and extra small, extra small, and medium, so medium, and large. Again, copy again, extra large, and extra large. So for now, change this arrow extra small. Extra small. Let's remove this. MD and L and what's about we got Bootstrap HL. Okay, cool. So now we got the class equal class name to be class. Now let's see how we have it. Now about column, we have a row. Okay, make console class. Oh, it's empty arrays. So what happened? Extra lag. Response C. That's column. Should be option. Okay, now we got really cool. Let's see about the column. This column. But problem is we got class name and classes. I don't think we use a class anymore, but I think we can do like this because class string equal we can split just implore Now we need to turn an array to string. So I'm going to use a load. Okay, get back to load. I forgot function. Let's go again to split. I don't think split equal bc and turn array to, it should be a function. Okay, so I got the function name. It should be a zone function. Here we can use a zone to turn an array into a string. So here we can go ahead to directly inside it, class equal zones, load that function zone. Should be a class and into array space and close. Now we see a column. Now we got a column row. Oh my god. Zone class controller zone plus. Now let's see what's happened. So exactly, but I don't know why we have class. Oh, it should be class name. I'm sorry. Okay, so it should be fetch problem. Now you can see we have a column setting and it should be exactly column here. And we can go ahead to resize and let's see what happened. Okay, so it's the work right here, but this should be work in we should be follow the column in the Bootstrap Redux. And now that means we don't have to use a class name anymore. Now we're going to npm remove that model and install and save a class name model. We don't have to use it and remove it. And if we need to use this and install again. Okay, so that is how implement new row, a new two column in row. So for easy to understand, I'm going to make the column. We need to remove it. So we have to make some kind of, for example, background 0, 0. It can be more easy to see what's about column. We have a column, this column, background, and I think it worked. Okay, so here's a column, padding and row. And if I want to add more columns, so I'm going to copy this. It's column number 3. That's ID anything. It's ID anything, but keep trying the same side number row equal. Okay, so we got one more column here. This is my out column. First column, number second. Okay, so great. For now, I'm going to copy the same setting for the first column. Okay. And we have the same setting, so the column is equal width. Number column. So on the small divide, we got 2 column per row. If we resize the border, you can see 2 column display on the row. And the medium, we got 3. I think it should be 3 column. And lag should be numbers. In the lag, oh, it's L6. Number 6. The lag should be in 2 column. Extra lag should be for add lag. Now I think we made some problem when I get the add lag should be lag. Now it should be correct. Okay, so this is how we insert, we display the column inside the row. Now I'm going to, how do we make the content inside the column, inside the column. For example, I want to add heading 2 and heading 3 inside the column. For example, now let's do this by modify the page and go ahead to column number 2. This is the ID, the column number 2. I copy that. And now I'm modify the heading title and should be the parent. Now change the parent to column number 2. So that means I want exactly this title should be displayed inside the column number 2, not displayed right here. Okay, so it's high because now it has parent. Okay, so gets back to the where we do render the element column. Now I'm going to remove the console, keep the console R clear. Now we see the render column element. Click on it, the parent and element, the column element. So it's just much clearer, and the parent is exactly the row. Now I'm going to do this by, we do need to find all the parent, render the column. I do think we call exactly to render the row element. Again, we call render again, render, oh no, I should be render element, should be loop everything, so we don't have to make any switch right here. Other things be output equal, okay, equal like this, and output equal like this. And now this is render element. Now I'm going to call exactly again to function to loop again. Now return this, return this dot render element should be column element. So the parent, I don't think we need it, but later we do need the parent, but for now let's keep it. Now I am the column here. Now you can see inside, oh my gosh, column, render column. This render element. So why don't see I am? So I'm going to make cost output. Oh my god, so problem E, we do need to find all the column children, like cost children element should be in get loadout function. So now I'm going to do this by cost all element equal, let's copy this and going to find all children. It should be all element dot filter where element, and we return only element dot parent equal exactly the column element dot id. So find all the children exactly, and now we go ahead to loop everything and cost. So here we do this by got children render children equal children element dot map element so here we return this, and finally we return render children. Okay, so we return call again to this.render element. So our element, pass element right here, children. Or simply, I think we can return this, right? Return this, and now remove. We don't. Now again, see this. Here's the heading title. We can see column A2. Now you see that exactly A2 go ahead to column number 2. You can see that, and first column is a nothing. So I want to. So I think we can make this like this for easy to understand. For the ith column, I want to exactly border 1 pixel solid and okay, so like that. So now I think we see the border better. So now you can see the heading title is go to inside second column. Again, now let's get back to reducer. If you want to this element, this heading title, is go to first column. Now we do need to take the first column ID, column number row ID. Okay, so my problem. Go ahead to replace it to the parent should be number 1 and refresh the page. Now the element should be going to first area. Again, now I want to render the A3 content to be go to last column. Now go ahead to A3. The last column is an ID. Let's copy the last column ID. Let's copy that and go ahead to find where is the A3 tag. We go into set the parent. Now you should see A3 gun right here and go to last column. And for example, if you want to get the p tag display inside the second column, go ahead to copy the p tag. Should be p tag. Where is p tag? It would be right here, and should be number 2. Exactly the column ID. Okay, so let's save that. Okay, so the p tag, the content should be go ahead. Okay, so I will stop the video here, so it's too long. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye.